What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to circle back to Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, talk about what's going on with this game, but also talk about some possible dates that the game could maybe be shown off of. Because while there's been plenty of play tests, right? People have gone in, people have been able to play this game, and they kind of go in waves. It seems like about once a month or so is kind of the average length. It's, 3-4 days is when it's open, but about once a month is when people can kind of come in, and it seems that's very consistent, and I think that's a good sign. I feel like, and we've said this before, I think this game is much, much closer to releasing than a lot of people maybe initially thought it was. When the game was announced, it's like, okay, well, they just announced it. Obviously, we're in an era of video games where when you get an announcement, the game comes out like 3 to 5 years later. Luckily, I don't think that's the case for this game. I think so far, that's kind of been proven. So I do think the game could release within the next year or so. I mean, I had said back in the day, maybe it can even release by the end of this year. I think it absolutely still can. It's going to have a pretty packed schedule to contend with, but it could. But over the next year, I think feels pretty safe. But if you think about it, we still haven't gotten any actual, things on this game, gameplay, all this stuff. There's been leaks and whatnot, but as we know, they're pretty darn strict with that stuff. And in terms of official, everybody sees it, they announce it, we have literally nothing on this game. And I assume at some point the game would open up to beta access, much like multiverses, right? Where they're just going to kind of open the floodgates, let people in. Maybe it'll start as a closed thing where you have to sign up, which actually you already do that for the play tests anyway. You sign up for those and they either accept or decline it. So I think for the beta, they might just open it up to anybody who wants to do it. That's probably something that happens. But these are things that, I'm speculating, but we don't actually know it. So hopefully in the next little while, something gets announced about this game, because again, even like a trailer, like a 2-minute trailer, minute and a half trailer, we don't even have that. Now, the good part of this video, and even more speculation, is, well, when could this happen? Well, there are two dates. There's two dates that I think, honestly, if you were to combine them, I feel like you got pretty good odds. If you just focus on one or the other, maybe it's not super strong, but if you combine them, and if you say, well, one of the two, I feel like you're looking pretty good. And those dates are Gamescom, which is August 22nd, right? That's the Gamescom opening night live, Jeff Keighley, the live stream, right? And I believe last year at Gamescom, you can correct me if I'm wrong, it was either Gamescom or Summer Game Fest, but I'm pretty sure it was Gamescom, they did a Hogwarts Legacy trailer there. Was it the Sebastian one or something along those lines? So this is not uncommon. It's also not uncommon for WB in general. Mortal Kombat being an example of very close synergy that they have with Jeff Keighley, right? It's fair game. It's fair game to happen there. And I don't think that's a bad date. Obviously you can throw those out like it's a cliche or cop-out kind of thing. Of course, this game could appear at the Game Awards or Gamescom or Summer Game, any Jeff Keighley event, right? It has somewhat of an odd to be there. But I mean, it's got history with Hogwarts Legacy at least, and with other WB games in general. I think it's very possible, again, considering I think this game is so much further along than what other people, or again, initially what people thought. The other one is the big one that, we all circled in our calendar for maybe 4 years, right? Even after Hogwarts Legacy got announced, every September 1st day, we would circle right back to Hogwarts Day. It got people excited. And, I remember, I think we all kind of remember, right? Leading into Hogwarts Legacy, that was a date that every year we kind of paid attention to because it was always a possibility. But they do stuff. It's actually a pretty big day. We've talked about that before, right? So, I know that Last Marauder, actually, friend of the channel, he had posted on Twitter that if you look at kind of the promotion or advertisement for the return to Hogwarts Day, or back to school day, whatever you want to call it, at the bottom, towards the bottom right-ish in terms of the logos or emblems, looks certainly like Quidditch, right? It looks like a broomstick and stuff. So, I think that's a pretty good one. I would say if I'm going to be taking bets, I think September 1st actually makes a lot of sense to show off the first trailer. In fact, it might actually hurt the odds of Gamescom, right? Because Gamescom being August 22nd. So what, a week and 2-3 days, right? 10 days or so later, you're going to have that event. So, could it be at both? I think no, right? Absolutely not. In terms of one or the other, it's tough because if you do Gamescom, would you really skip, that day back to Hogwarts Day? And then if you skip Gamescom to just do that September 1st day, I think that would make sense. So, again, cop out, cliche kind of things, saying just the next events or when we could see it. But I think this game is very close, a lot closer than people think. I think we could get like a beta thing within this year. By the end of this year, I think people can get into it. So at this point, we're just waiting, not just on that, but again on anything. For people that didn't get into the playtest, you don't know anything. For people that did get into the playtest, you can't say anything, you can't acknowledge it, you can't post stuff for lawyers. Like, really, even if you did get into the playtest, there's nothing, nothing happens there. So really, we're all kind of, no matter where you are, we're all kind of in a fog. We don't really know what's going on. So hopefully, within the next month, we get something on this game. And best case scenario, again, is we get some sort of release date or even like a beta, open beta kind of date. Worst case scenario is, I guess they skip both of them and we just continue to wait. But I don't know. There's so many play tests. I really have to imagine something is happening and they're getting closer and closer. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. I will be co-streaming Gamescom, so if you want to watch it live with me, I know it's several weeks away, but just that friendly promotion for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.